Van Show. He's a monster on a mission to talk to lots of folks. Van Show, Van Show, Van Show, Van Show.
Hey everybody, it's the Van Show! Yay! Oh my goodness, we're super stoked because today we have Brenda Maier on the show. Say hello, Brenda.
Hi, it's good to be here today.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
Oh my goodness, I am excited too. I see you wore your blue shirt
I
for
did.
the occasion.
Yes.
I mean, you know, blue is our color here.
You got the memo, yes?
Yes. And have you met Fernie?
No!
Yeah, Fernie's our sidekick puppet, or sidekick Fern.
Hi, Bernie.
Yeah. Isn't he cute?
Very cute.
Yeah. So Fernie, he might interject every once in a while.
Okay.
You know, sometimes he's a little sarcastic. Don't mind him.
As plants are.
That's his love language. Yeah. So Brenda, thank you for coming on the show. We're excited to talk to you.
You're
The
very
first
welcome.
thing we want to learn is where you're from.
I am from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So Brenda, we brought you on here because you're an artist.
Great.
Yeah. And we love talking to artists.
Okay. Super.
So we want to learn about you. Tell us a little bit about your pathway in the arts. Like, you're obviously passionate about writing. Like, what's that story like? Tell us the story of like when you realized writing was something that you were not only really good at, but you loved doing, and you wanted to maybe turn it into a career.
Well, that took a long time. So in school, I was always a really good writer. In college, my professors would tell me I was a good writer, but I just never thought someone like me could be an author.
And by someone like me, what do you mean?
Just like a normal person. Like I grew up pretty poor, and I wasn't even planning on going to college. And it was a librarian who actually changed my life and showed me that I could. That's a whole long story, so I won't get into that. But then I was so grateful to be a teacher. I certainly didn't think I could then, on top of that, become an author. And one day I thought, well, you didn't think you were going to be a teacher either, so you didn't think you were going to go to college, so you should try. And so I did. Started, learning how to do that. And also, as a child, we had very few books. And so as an adult, we spend all our extra money on books for the kids. And the sitting on the sofa with the kids piled around me, reading those stories and sharing about the characters and the places and the vocabulary and those happy endings. My favorite time with my kids. They're now 16 to 24, from high school to grad school. And I look back fondly on all those times reading with them. And I wanted to be a part of that for somebody else. So I thought, well, let's give it a try. What's the worst that could happen?
Wow. I love that. And you know what I really love about your story is that you took one brave leap. You took one brave leap, and then that brave leap led to another brave leap. And you kept it kept coming. Like, you kept realizing, like, you know what, I did that thing. Why can't I do this thing? And since I did this thing, I bet I could do this thing. And you know what I mean? Like, you kept like one-upping yourself.
That's so true. And I consider myself a picture book author, but I also decided I wanted to try writing graphic novels for young readers. And I didn't know how to write those, but I studied it and I figured it out and thought, well, if I figured out how to write picture books, I can figure out how to write them too.
When you were trying to get your first book published, did you encounter a lot of rejection?
No.
You didn't? See, oh, this is amazing. No, seriously. Like 99% of the authors and artists we bring on here like have this like pile of rejection letters.
Oh, I do.
But no. Just this conference, I'm telling you, we've had like 3 other authors say like, no, I got published like right out of the gate. Like, holy cow, like we got all these unicorns.
Well, here's what happened.
Okay.
I got I was at a writing conference and I submitted a manuscript because you can get like a critique, and an editor chose it as one of her top 2 favorites for the conference. And I also wrote to a YA prompt. It was just a short bit, and the money was the prize was the money to go to a writing conference in LA, like a national writing conference.
Yeah.
And there was an agent there that saw me do both of those things, and she asked to see my work and she offered to represent me. She sent out my manuscript called Little Red Fort on a Friday, and on Monday Scholastic was interested.
Get out of town.
But it took a while for us to the back and forth before we got a contract.
Well, sure, but I mean, like not only like did you get a yes like right out of the gate, but from a big publisher.
Right, but then I've had lots of rejections since then.
Okay, so that's something else that I found interesting, and it's that follow-up, because I think a lot of people have the misconception, like once they realize that rejection is part of writing, part of being an artist. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But they think like, well, once you get that first yes, once you get your foot in the door, it's smooth sailing. But no, we've heard a couple stories of people saying, no, like second book, I got a lot of rejections. I got more rejections than the first book. But I kept working at it, I kept trying, and I got it published.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been my experience.
Wow, you are so brave.
Well,
No.
I went from crying every time I got a rejection to now when I get one, I'm like,
Yeah,
move
whatever.
on, face forward, don't look back, just look forward.
And now you are a superstar success. I'm serious. Like, no, I love your books. Now, and not so you've got this. It's not a series. They're companion books.
Yeah.
So the first one was Little Red Fort, and then there was the blue one. What was the blue?
The Little Blue Bridge.
Little Blue Bridge, right. Billy Goat's Gruff.
Yeah.
And then the Little Green Swing is the new one.
Right.
And now what fairy? They're all based on fairy tales, right?
The folk tales, Little Red Hen, 3 Billy Goat's Gruff, and this is a loose retelling of the 3 Little Pigs.
Oh, excellent. And so like you were talking earlier about reading books to your kids is what inspired you to get into this in the first place.
Yeah.
Is that also what kind of drew you to the folk tales?
Yes, actually, that's a good story. My 16-year-old, my youngest, when he was 4, he wanted to hear the Little Red Hen every day, the Byron Barton version. And so at nap time, he wanted to read, for like a month, I had to read the Little Red Hen, and you get 2 stories at nap time, so I'd read it twice. 2 stories at bedtime, so I'd read it 2 more times. So for like a month, that hen was just living in my brain, like when you see a movie and it just stays with you. And so one day I read him that twice, put him down for a nap, and went to check in the backyard for my other kids, because there are 4 of them, and they were being way too quiet and not tattling, so I knew something was going on. And I opened the back door, and they were like, Mom, we built a fort. Now, it didn't look anything like Ruby's lovely red fort. It was just a bunch of lattice and boards that my husband had left out there, and they propped it up against the wall, but like, they were problem solving. Yeah. They were working together. No one was hurt. Nobody was tattling. And so my mommy heart was so proud. So for the rest of the day, there was a part of my brain going, my kids built a fort. But there was another part of my brain thinking, Little Red Hen. My kids built a fort. Little Red Hen. See where I'm going with this?
I do.
Yeah. And so I was walking around the house, and those ideas just collided in my brain. And I thought, I will write a story like the Little Red Hen, but about a girl who wants to build a fort, and her brothers won't help her. And so that's how I got the first idea. Well, in every one of them, in order to make it work, I have to have a common folktale, one that's pretty well known. I have to have an ending that I don't think is very kind, that I want to like improve. I have to be able to fit these characters into it. There has to be a problem that Ruby can solve using the engineering design process and make something out of wood.
Okay.
And is that all? That's about it. And so I have to be able to do all of those things, like improve the ending, use these characters. And so in this one, the brothers are the pigs, and Ruby is too, really, kind of. And the wind is going to be doing the huffing and puffing instead of a wolf. So
the wolf is the environment.
Yes.
Very cool.
And it's a swing because my grandparents always had a big porch swing out on the front porch, and in the summer we would sit out there and eat ice cream and swing and watch the world go by. And we would sit out there every time we had, Easter or Christmas or whatever, we'd all go out to the porch and take a picture.
Oh my goodness.
So I just really wanted to do a porch swing.
I would like to play a game with you if you're all right.
Okay.
Yeah? Now, have you ever played Truth or Dare?
I think in 5th grade.
Okay, that makes, usually people in middle school, 5th grade's close enough.
At a slumber party.
Now you remember how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to levy the question to you.
Okay.
And you must answer.
Okay.
Do you pick truth or do you pick dare?
Truth.
Oh, you want to go with truth?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Let me think. Okay, got it. What scares you the most?
Well, because I have 5 kids, it would be something happening to my kids.
Oh, yeah, that is terrifying.
Which, yeah, it is. You know, they're the most precious thing in the world to you, and just want to make sure they're in a safe world.
Right, but I mean, I understand that that's a concern, but obviously it's not an overriding concern, because you did keep having children up to 5, so it didn't stop you.
We really liked them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're pretty cool. Even though I'm allergic, I obviously think they're pretty cool. But I mean, I like your answer. I would like to ask though, outside of that, is there anything that you personally are afraid of?
Oh, in the terms of publishing, I would say rejection, like people not liking what you write.
So,
And
so
personally,
so you're still afraid of it, but you recognize that it's going to happen anyway, and you have to roll with it.
Yeah. And then personally, snakes, but I'm just going to stay away from those.
Easier to avoid than rejection when you're an author. Goodbye.
Bye.
That show.